Hey everybody, JR from JR's Cars, and today we're going to be getting some more work done on the Merc, but it's not this one yet. Her time is coming. We need to get some more work done on Mercedes because I need to replace the thermostat in it. So the issue I'm having here is the car's running cold. It's been really cold up here in the Northeast over the last like 2-3 weeks. So as we're driving it around, it's not really getting up to operating temperature. So I'm thinking that the thermostat in it is stuck open and it's just cooling the engine off. It's not getting the full operating temperature. It's blowing through gas, and it's simple enough to change. So I'll show you how to do this. So working on a European car, things are obviously a little bit different, and it's not like the typical American cars, which you could see here what the thermostat would look like on a typical American car. Instead, this is the whole thermostat housing right here, right? So they actually make it pretty easy. It's easy to get to. It's right on top of the engine. It's 3 little bolts. You have to remove just this cover over here to get access to it and make sure that you have a tray underneath it. And it's very simple installation. First thing you need to do is remove the cover here on the front of the engine, and that just picks up and gets out of the way. Then you can see you have access to 1, 2, and the 3rd bolt right there. And just for reference, you could see what the new housing looks like here. This goes onto your hose. This goes on to the smaller hose that leads all the way over to your expansion tank. And then on the bottom side of it is where the thermostat actually is. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a catch pan underneath the front of the engine there, because you are going to make a mess. This is coolant and it's going to come out and it's going to drip down the engine. So next thing you want to do is take the upper radiator hose and the coolant bypass hose off. Just scoot that out of the way. And here's where we're going to make a mess. Maybe if we hold it like that, won't make too much of a mess. All right, so you have to play with it a little bit here, but we'll hold that again. There we go. Now it came loose. And we'll pop that right off. And watch, because you're going to get a coolant bath here. And we'll just shove that off to the side. All right, so it wasn't that bad, but now what we need to do is there's 3 10mm bolts right here. That's going to free up the housing. The housing will come right off. So we'll get these 3 10mm bolts out of here. All right, now that those 3 are out, we can pull straight up on this and that thermostat housing will come out. Hopefully. Or maybe not. But your BFH would just give it a couple little love taps. And there we go. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm going to show you here. This is the one that came out of it. And if you look close in there, you can see how there's a gap in there, right there. All right, you can see the light coming through there. This is stuck open. So what's happening is The engine's not getting up to operating temperature because it's always open no matter what. You can see in the new housing, it's closed and sealed off. So this is definitely going to fix our problem. Okay, so you can see from the front side here, this is where the housing goes in. Next thing you want to do is just suck out whatever coolant is in here just to get a clean look inside, because there's a seal, and I want to take a look at the ridge here just to make sure that there's nothing that's corroded that we might need to just sand down a little bit to make sure that that seals up well. All right, so here you can see what the housing looks like up close. You can see that there's that seal right in there. We need to get that seal out, so we might just need to grab a little pick to get it in there, just depending on if it was original. So we'll get that seal out. We'll see how that ledge looks in there, and see if we need to clean it up before putting this all back together. Alrighty, I got the seal out, and everything was clean in here. I just gave it a quick little cleanup. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease up the new seal, and I'm going to lay it in the center here, and then we're going to start putting everything back together again. And for the time being, we'll leave this cover off, because the next thing you want to do is you want to start the car. You want to make sure that you don't have any leaks in here, and then make sure that everything looks okay. Then you should be good to go. All right, so I'm just taking a look at the work here, making sure that there's no leaks. Everything looks dry. I don't see any coolant dripping anywhere. So it looks like we should be good. Now what you want to do is you want to get the car to operating temperature. You want to drive it around a little bit. You want to monitor the cooling system just to make sure, because we did lose some coolant, you're going to need to probably top it off. I think we maybe dropped out about a half a quart of coolant, so it's really not that big of a deal. So you just have to monitor it and top it off as you need to. All right, so I've been driving it around for a little bit now, and looks like everything's good to go, because she's getting up to operating temperature, and honestly, I've never seen it get to that temperature, with the exception of it being like 100 degrees outside in the summer. So I think that that definitely resolved the issue here. And the heat, oh man, it is boiling. I had to turn it down. So if this helped you out, do me a favor, smash that like button, drop your comments down below, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you think about this. So pay attention to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more on this Mercedes here. I have to do the motor mounts, and I'm sure the transmission mount is shot too, so those are going to be things I'm going to be replacing. And I have the whole steering arm assembly that I need to replace too, because the inner and the outer tie rods are shot. Other pieces need to be replaced, so I bought the whole thing, and that's all going to get replaced at once too. I hope everybody's staying safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.